Hello. Hi everybody. Greetings. Who we got here? Who do we have? Honey, who do we have here? We got Kendra here. Hi Kendra. Hi Kiara. Hi Kayleen. Hi Tracy. Hey K Dub. How's everyone doing? I'm both live on the Clock app and on the Tube of You. So wherever you want to watch, honey, you can watch. And those who are watching on the Clock app, you can also rewatch this after a while. By going over to the YT. Hi, Helen. Hi, Honey Sunrise. Hi, everybody. So happy to see you all here on this Friday afternoon. At least where I am, it's afternoon. Happy to see you. And it's a little chilly. It's a little chilly. Let me cut on my Do Not Disturb because this is exactly when everybody and their mama will start trying to call me. So, today we are right here at this question, this profound question of, are you psychic? Are you a psychic? If you are, even if you're not a part of the spiritual community, honey, everyone has heard of the term psychic and being psychic. And so today I decided that, honey, we're going to teach on this thing and get some clarity, learning about the different clairs. We're going to learn about learning our gifts. I'm going to share some of my experiences myself, how to preserve your energy, and some tips that I have, okay, for you. Also, again, I'm live on both the Clock app and the YT. All right. So what does it mean to be psychic? Well, what we also have to understand is that the word psychic, of course, is an English term. However, the idea of a psychic is very ancient. It feels like something that is what someone would say new age, but it isn't. Not even a little bit. It's not, there's nothing new about this. Before, you had seers, you had the healers, the shamans, you had thousands upon thousands of years of history of having these wise people with prophecy, right? Prophetic gifts and things. It's just that if you speak English, these are the terms that you use. But before there was even language, you had these people who were able to sense, see, hear, feel, taste, touch, all of the different things, honey, that the people were not able to do in their regular way of living. So what a psychic is, and I'm just going to use that term because that's a common term, right? Like I said, you could be a seer, whatever word or phraseology that you use. But someone who is a psychic or intuitive, all right, is someone who within themselves have access to divine information that is not readily available at the present time in the physical. Okay. Hey, loving the colors, giving me SU. Yes, come on. I'm in the SU energy today. Is that right? So not being able to, being able to access this information about things to come, what's going on beneath the surface, all right, and things that are not readily available and visible with the naked eye or at this very moment. But the reality is the basis of what it is to be a psychic is intuitive. Okay, it is intuition. And everybody has some level of intuition. Everybody. If you exist, you have a level of intuition and psychic ability, period. Now, there are different degrees of this, certainly, versus someone who um, just has an intuition and someone who does psychic work. That's a different level of harnessing and knowing that information. Hi, Universal Lighthouse. Hey, hi, y'all. All right. So, something else here that we need to discuss in this understanding. Again, everyone can have it. All right. It is not something unique to only a specific people that live in these places, or specific people that's under this particular zodiac sign, or specific people who come through this bloodline. It's not unique to just those people. Now, those factors can make it more strong, okay, and more likely, and your gifts or your abilities. Also, this is another thing. People can feel how they feel about this. Let's go ahead and eliminate as best you can your use of the word gifts. And this is what why I say this. I'm not saying this from a space of arrogance or a place of superiority, but if you look at your abilities as a gift, someone gave it to you, is given to you. It also has this air of it's not always accessible. It can be taken away from you, and it causes you to run this underlying doubtfulness, okay, beneath what it is that you do. So I would encourage you today to stop using these are my gifts, these are my, and say these are my abilities. We already know that it's been gifted to you. But just by saying these are my abilities, it is an affirmation that you are able to do it. Are you understanding me? It is an affirmation that you are able to do it. All right? So let's talk about the different types of spiritual gifts. Okay? A lot of us know the term the clairs, right? And we have the common clairs, and then we have some other not so common clairs. But essentially, what clair is has to do the meaning of clair is clear, right? And this is essentially meaning that you have a clear clear information coming through one of the different mediums and ways of experiencing, okay? Coming from the divine realm, from the spirit realm, from God, or from whatever source. Okay. And so let's get into it. Okay. Oh, and I should have said this, another term that you're used to hearing, especially if you come from a prophetic background, a church background, they use the term the prophets. The prophets were psychic. The prophets in the Bible were psychic. Okay? Psychic. It is psychic. They were psychic. It was psychic mediums. That's it. Okay? So when they try to demonize people who use the term psychic, or people who use the term, any of these terms, it is simply y'all are being mean girls, and you don't think it's righteous or valid because it is not appearing underneath your doctrine and your religion. Prophets are psychics. How do I know that the prophets are psychic? I'll tell you why. In the same way that you would book a session or come up and ask a psychic to tap into this, a prophet, you would do the same thing. You pay the prophets as ways of offering. You use offerings to pay psychics. Okay? And so it's the exact same thing. Okay? So when you book a session and you are paying someone, this is not something that is rare, all right, or unusual or unique outside of Christianity. So I want to say that. So let's tap into the different clairs. All right. The ways in which you experience divine information and you experience the spirit. One of the ones that we commonly know is clairvoyant. Okay. Voyage, going, seeing. Okay. Voyeur, seeing, watching, right? From a distance and not actually being there, right? Clairvoyance, clear seeing. Now, this can show up in a lot of different ways for you. A lot of times you could see visions of things. You could see flashes of things. It almost kind of feels like a projector screen up, a movie screen, and like this movie is sort of playing to you. You see images of certain people, of certain colors, and certain things that have different meanings. However, clairvoyance is not actually that common. It is commonly known because people assume that everyone who is psychic, honey, because of That's So Raven and all of this, see. And they could see it with their eyes. It's not actually that common. It's just commonly known. And it is what everyone thinks of. Okay? It's what everyone thinks of. And for me, the main source, the way I experience information is through clairvoyance. If you've seen me reading or giving readings, I have my good old notepad here, and I always tell you about what I see. And every time I see things, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, not hundreds, that's an exaggeration, 10 or 20 different ways to decipher the message. But everything that I see means something. The environment that I see means something. The colors that I see means something. The perspective that I'm seeing it at means something. Okay? Clairvoyance. So that's when you have clear seeing. When it's like, someone is doing a session with you and then you're seeing the home. You see the room. You can see the color of the walls. The spirit is showing me someone taking something from your purse. I could see it. I could see the hand. This is a black person's hand. It seemed like it's a woman who was married, and I could see her reaching in your purse and pulling something out. Okay? Clairvoyance. Another clair is clairaudience. Okay? To be clairaudient or clairaudience. And clairaudience, audi as in audio, right? Clairaudience is clear hearing. All right? That is when you hear, it can come in many ways. You could hear voices, and that's like, honey, what the people think of in the movies. Like people be right there. Hey, what you doing? Go over here. Say that. It can be voices. You could be tapping in and hearing exactly what someone's loved one sounded like if they're talking to you. And typically clairaudience is shown up in mediumship practices. So let me explain that. Someone who, and the words are sort of interchangeable, y'all. Sometimes people say psychic, some people say medium, some people say psychic medium. What a medium means, you're in the middle, right? You are someone that is a messenger of communication between the physical and the spiritual. Medium. Okay, just like the median in the road. Okay, you're in between the two. When people hear, when they say I'm a medium, they typically are meaning that they are someone that communicates with someone's loved one or ancestor that's over here in the realm. Okay? That means that someone wants to talk to their mother that has transitioned. A medium can reach that. Okay? Can reach the mother, can communicate. And so clairaudience tends to pair with that because you can hear what this person is saying. And it may not always come across as their voice. It may be your voice, but it's not your thoughts. Okay? But you hear the sounds, you hear it. And also, speaking of sounds, clairaudience can also be when you get that high pitch, that ringing in your ears. Anything dealing with the ears getting hot or freezing cold. But it's sounds. It sounds. Even I remember one time when I was first starting doing readings, I heard this song. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when clouds are gray. Okay, so that is what I heard. And the person I was reading, her grandfather who had passed, that was the song he would sing to her. Okay, so clairaudience, anything related to sound. Okay, that's clairaudient or clairaudience. All right. Then you have what is called clairsentient. Sentience. This is meaning clear feeling. If someone is clairsentient, that means they have clear physical feeling. Okay? And this is actually the most common one. Why? Because that gut feeling that we say, oh, that's just the intuition, that's just the mother's intuition, that gut feeling that something is not right. I can feel it in my body. That's clairsentience. All right? And you can have an external clairsentience, and you can have an internal clairsentience. All right? One way that clairsentience shows up for me is, let's say this. I was doing a reading for a woman, and what showed up, or rather how it showed up to me, I got a headache. I got a headache. Not wasn't a headache. It was a migraine. I got a migraine. And I am not a person that gets headaches or slight anything. Pressure in my head, I don't get that. So if me have a migraine, I said, okay, what is the problem? And then it's like I got a head injury. Like that's what it felt like. And so, and we'll get into Claircognizance because my Claircognizance told me that it was a head injury, okay? And so I asked her, I said, who died from the injury to the head? And the woman said that her son was shot in the head. So that intense feeling that I was feeling in the back of my head, that migraine, was because the spirit was allowing me to feel what that person a physical sensation. Not talking about emotions. That's different. But we're talking about the physical bodily sensations. Okay? Or you may be doing a reading with someone and you may feel a pain in your chest. And you will find that that is the spirit letting you know that this person has heart issues or needs to pay attention to their chest or their lungs. Or you're like, feels like it's hard for me to breathe. What is that about? Person is like, oh my gosh, my so-and-so passed away from pneumonia or something of that nature. Okay. Universal Lighthouse says, I've been told I'm a medical intuitive. Absolutely. That means clairsentience. You can feel on your body and you can sense where something is. And that's also a combination of a couple of different things. Okay. Clairsentience. It's that feeling. Essence of D said, oh my God, Darcell, that was the song between my mom and dad. My dad transitioned 2007. However, hearing that song has let me know that my abilities are being confirmed right now. Thank you, Spirit. Come on. Come on. We love it. We love it when the things come in real time. Would any of these coincide with receiving downloads? Yes, yes, and I'm getting ready to talk about that. Okay? Do you think that fathers who get symptoms also during pregnancy have clairsentience? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is a mix of what I'm getting ready to talk about next. So you have clairsentience, which is clear feeling physically. Cold chills, pain on the body, physical, heat hitting you, sensations. And then you have clairempathy. Clairempathy. Okay? Clairempathic. Now, when people say I'm an empath, that is not clairempathic. Okay? And let me explain why. An empath is, I pick up on the emotions of the people that's near me, right? But remember, because this is a psychic gift, okay? Because this is a psychic gift, that means that you are sensing and feeling emotions of people that's not present. Or you're sensing and feeling an emotion of someone at a particular time in the past. If someone's being channeled, you're feeling the emotion of, this person just feels so sad to me. Were they like heavily depressed most of their life? Yes, they were. Okay. So it is still that element that this is psychic, that this is not necessarily someone that is close to you. They don't have to be close to you. You don't have to know them, but you can psychically from a distance, honey, pick up on what that emotion is. All right. And that gives you information by way of that emotion that you are feeling. A lot of times when people who are psychics or psychic mediums go to crime scenes, right, or go to houses or spaces where a murder has happened, they get this deep sorrow or sadness, and they don't know. I mean, the people has died. Okay, they're not there, but just they could feel the emotion and the rage that was connected to this time and to the room and to the space, and they could feel that from an emotional standpoint. Okay? So that's clairempathic, clairempathy. And yeah, there's a lot of different clairs. Are psychics and empaths interconnected or separate? Yes, because having empathy like that is also related to a spiritual ability. Where you just like, I feel what you feel, like your emotions, I pick it up. So yeah, it's very likely for that to be connected and for you to be psychic and be an empath at the same time. That's very likely. In fact, I think it is more likely than not. You go into a space, there's too many people in here, too many energies, I'm feeling overwhelmed. That's definitely signs of empathy or being empathic. Okay? And you absolutely can have multiple clairs. So don't think that this is a club where it's like, I just have this clair, or I just have that clair, or this is my clair gang. It's not the case. Okay? And remember, if y'all want to watch the playback, it's on my YouTube. All right? So come over to my YouTube to watch the playback if you're tuning in late. All right? And so now we talked about clairvoyance, we talked about clairsentience, we talked about clairempathic, clairempathy. Now let's talk about claircognizance. Okay? Claircognizance. Cognitive, cognition, knowing and the mind. Claircognizance is when you just know. You just know. You just know. You know, you can't explain how you know. You just know. You don't have no evidence or anything of that nature. You ain't got no hints, nothing. So you just know. It is clear knowing. That's claircognizance. You just know. So what I was saying earlier was how my clairsentience and claircognizance work together. Sentiently, I felt the migraine. What is this? Claircognizance. Someone died of a head injury. Something happened to someone's head that is deceased. That's how the claircognizance came in. Okay? It's that knowing. It is sometimes called mother's intuition, honey. The mother just knows. The father just knows. They just know. Okay? Claircognizance. You just know. You don't know why you know. And a lot of times, this is something that happens with a lot of us. You know, you go down there, you're driving, and then something says, take a different route. You'll have no reason to take a different route because you've been taking this route all the time. But something has dropped into your consciousness, go somewhere else. Turn left. You shouldn't go there today. You don't have no reason. But claircognizance drops into you like that. Okay? Clear knowing. I just know I shouldn't. I don't know. They never did anything to me. I just know. And then afterwards, honey, you find out that it was a whole car wreck. It was an explosion. They had a shootout over there. This person was a liar. This person was a cheater. You know, this person was no good for you. They was going to hurt you and harm you, honey. All that type of stuff. You just know. Something's not right. And that often works too. With the clairsentient. All right. You just know, and it manifests physically as well. I know something ain't right, and I can feel it in my gut. Okay. Do you think that abilities that manifest during trauma or extreme fear come from specific ancestors? I'm not sure about that. Let me come back to that question. Because do you think that abilities that manifest during traumas? No, I don't think it's necessarily of it coming from a specific ancestor. There are certain events that trigger other things. All right. There are certain events that spark certain spiritual gifts. Okay. Now I want to switch over here to some not so talked about clairs, and some of y'all in the comments, and I will have a chance to really answer some of the questions, but I'm really teaching, so give me some time and I can circle back, and I think that a lot of your answers, or your questions rather, will be answered in just a second. So there is also Clairgustance. Clairgustance. Okay? Gustance. Clairgustance. And what that is clear taste. You can detect psychic information or decipher information from taste in your mouth. A lot of times this happens when working with ancestors. I got a taste for something sweet. Or I taste coffee. I taste coffee. Why do I taste coffee? You know? Or I taste like raspberries or blueberries or something like that. And that is like your ancestors one letting you know, like, wait a minute, why am I tasting raspberry? My grandmother used to make these raspberry jelly and these raspberry preservative. Is this your grandmother showing up, honey? And they tend to do that in that way. But also when it comes to mediumship, sometimes people taste blood and they know that someone died from a tragic accident. Okay? They taste blood. Hey, Cinnamon. Um, Cinnamon the goat. Hi. So they can taste blood, taste metal. Okay? And so it's all having to do with the taste. And they could get information from the taste. Okay? That's what that is. And that is typically more so with mediumship, with connecting with someone who has transitioned, with ancestor work, okay? There is also Clairsalience. Clairsalience, which is the smell. Smell. A lot of times, this is also associated with mediumship because you've heard people speak about when there are negative energies around, they smell like it stinks. Like, I smell this horrible smell. No one else smells that? All right. Or when working with ancestors, or not even with intentionally working with ancestors, you could smell something real floral. Like, why am I smelling flowers? And your grandfather was a gardener. Okay. Or so your ancestor, I believe your ancestor's coming through, and I keep smelling all this smoke, but it doesn't smell like cigarette smoke. It smells like fire, like something's burning. Yes, well, he died in a house fire. Okay. And or I smell cigarette smoke or cigars or whatever. Okay, this is my ancestors, honey, because they that's all they did was smoke. Okay, this is Clairsalience. I smell outside in my house sometimes and no one else. Yeah. Smell cigarette, you smell tobacco, you smell coffee, you may smell a perfume. All right. And of course, you can decipher this from your brain doing this. Because if you are in your, you have picked up something that your mother nor had, and suddenly you smell her perfume, that may not be psychic. That may be your brain recalling that scent from her. Okay? The visions, that's clairvoyance. Okay? I've been smelling smoke all morning, fire. Anywhere, no ancestors died in house fire that I know of. Okay, I would divine on that. Thank you for taking the notes, Queen. Thank you. All right. So that's clairsalience, when it's the smell. Okay. And a lot of ancestors use that. Why would the ancestors use taste and scent? Because much of our memory are attached to smells and taste. Psychologically, within the brain. So the ancestors are smart, y'all. You're like, oh my gosh, this smells just like my so-and-so's house. Or I remember this. I have smells attached to memories, taste attached to memories. Once, maybe every couple of years, I get this strong metallic taste. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope that it's not something going wrong in my body, honey. Okay. I can't use certain sense when going through a tough time because of that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so here we go. Here's another one, because they only talk about the other clairs, and here is another clair that people don't talk about. It's called Clairtagent. Clairtangency. All right? Something is tangible, meaning that you can touch it. Okay? Clairtangent. So someone can pick up something and sense every single thing. They could touch something and then sense who it belonged to, the type of people it belonged to, where it was found, what happened, and then their other clairs start coming in. But it was introduced by the touch. So if some mediums that you work with in person ask you to bring something that belonged to the person that you wanted to reach. Some people bring like their scarf or a piece of jewelry, and they could touch it. Okay? And pick up information from that. Okay? So for me, how did I know that I was psychic? How did I know that I was tapped in? How did I know? Well, when I was a child, the very first spiritual gift that appeared, or excuse me, the ability that appeared was clairaudience. I could hear what sounded like high-pitched static anytime my parents were getting ready to come down the hallway, anytime my parents were on their way home, anytime that like literally every time I would hear that static in my ears, high-pitched static, and then I would call my mom or my dad, and they were like, hey, I'm on my way home. Yeah, I'm headed home. I just got in the car. I'm just headed home. And I would know. If I was in the store, I'm shaking. That was me. When I was in the store, go ahead and block this person, honey, because you didn't come here to learn. You came here to be a piece of trash. When I was in the store, when I would lose my mother in the store or my father in the store, I would walk the aisles and I would hear it on one side or on the other side. And I would know where my mother was. I would know if my mother was to my right in this aisle, if I need to walk this way, or I would know where my mother was to the left, and I would walk that way. So it started off in that way for me. Then it shifted to Claircognizance, where I just knew that everything was going to be okay. I just knew when someone was a good person or not a good person. I just knew. And a lot of babies have that, where as soon as they go around somebody, or when you hold them, when you pass over to somebody, they just start crying. That's because of claircognizance and also clairsentience. They can just feel it, that something is not right with this person. Okay? And for me, it would come up. My sister got really, really sick when I was about 11 years old. And she was in the hospital. She was in the hospital, and I was Of course, I was. She died like 4 or 5 times in the hospital, because of like her. How do you say it? Her. I think she had. It was like a disconnected tissue disease, and it was a whole bunch of stuff going on. But she died in the hospital, and I cried. I was crying. I was crying. Then I stopped, and they revived her. And then she coded like 4 or 5 times, and I just knew that she was going to be alive. And so what would happen is my family would look to me when things would be going astray and see how I was responding. Because if I started to freak out, it was probably bad. But if I didn't start freaking out, they knew that it was going to be okay. And this was just me as a child. So when she coded like the 3rd time, it was really bad and blood was seeping from her pores and organs and everything. And I said, she's going to be okay. I just knew that. And then it really escalated as I got older, because then it was at that time when I started to see spirits. I started to have physical encounters with energies and things, and I'd be like, dear God, and why is it me? Why is this me that's having that? And not everyone has that. So don't think that you have to, be seeing spirits and all that type of stuff. Not everyone has that. But I did. Good God Almighty. And so then when I got older, and I actually gave into my my spirituality, and I gave myself permission to lean into it, it opened up. I don't want to see spirits unless I know them. Was it scary seeing spirits? Yes, but it's not like a movie. At least not for me. At least not for me. Okay? And they didn't appear in a corner like a physical person standing there walking up to me. It was either in shadows. I could see shadows, or be very fast, but some people really see full figures right in front of them. It is rare. It's extremely rare to see it like that. Okay, but that happens. And so as I got older, and this is something that I want y'all to know, how the spirit sends you information, especially when you are trying to learn your gifts or your abilities, can change. When I started doing readings for myself and for other people, I would hear and I would get a sensation over my body. Okay. I would get a feeling within myself, clairsentience, in my physical body, that there was something or some energy that was an ancestor, something that was getting ready to come through. And then that changed. It changed. And then they would show up through Claircognizance. They would just drop information into me. Or which how it is now, more so my messages come through clairvoyance. Most of the time it's visions. Most of the times it's things that I see. And that's how it is now for me. It's mainly seeing. I don't really get taste. I don't really get sense. I still do get the clairsentient or the clairempathy. I get that. But it's normally clairvoyance. Even when ancestors come through, they show me them in vision form. They show me, like one sister woman's ancestor, that was her grandmother was trying to communicate with her. And what I saw was, it was almost like if I think like a camera view, like the camera panned up a dress and around in the bottom of the dress. And I could see someone working on a dress. And I asked her, who is this woman that makes dresses? Who was the dressmaker? And she got chills. She said, my mother was a seamstress, and she made dresses for me, for my children, for my whole family. She made dresses. And it wasn't that the mother was showing me and telling me stuff like, tell her this, tell her that, tell her all of this. It wasn't like that. It was what she showed me her doing. Okay. And then also it's like, is she saying anything? And I'm like, I don't hear it. I don't hear her saying anything, because everyone's mediumship or tapping in because of their spiritual ability is different. Okay. So she wasn't telling me anything, but she kept showing me her doing something. She kept showing me her like rubbing her back and patting her back and kind of like massaging her and sort of gently pushing her back. She was showing me that. Claircognizance comes in. Your mother is showing me that she supports your decisions, that she's supportive of everything that you're doing, that she's supportive of, you know, they may have showed me a Bible or a cross and her tapping her back, that she is supportive of her current spiritual practices. And it turned out that that was a concern for the sister woman, because she said her mother was a staunch, like, Seventh-day Adventist, and she was worried that putting her up on the altar was going to be a problem. And the mother showed me that, and her patting her on the back and supporting her, okay, to convey that message, or tapping her heart saying that I love you, but not actually words, or not me actually hearing or being like, what is she telling you to say? She's talking about you needing to, that's not how it shows up for me. For those people who utilize clairaudience in that way, then they would hear it, but it doesn't show up for me like that all the time. It did though, it used to. Okay. So that's sort of my experience. And so the biggest way people always ask, how do you strengthen your gifts? You have to practice it. You have to practice your gifts. You have to practice your intuition. You can practice with a friend. All right. You can use cards. You can use spiritual tools, because this is how this works. So say you use some cards, right? These cards in and of themselves don't have any spiritual abilities. This is paper. When you get this fresh, it's paper. This don't have no spiritual abilities, unless you got it from someone who prayed over it, blessed it, and did, but yet and still it's paper. So the cards don't really mean anything, unless, of course, they are blessed and things of that nature, or created with a specific intention, and that intentionality can be present within the cards. But the cards having ability of their own, or a spirit of their own, you know, is not necessarily the thing. What's the reason why you use the tools that you use, whether it be cards, shells, bones, beans, dice, playing cards, pendulums? All right. The reason why you use that, or rather how you use that, is that it is your spirit team that understands that these are the tools you are using to get the information. Therefore, your spirit team is going to use the tools that you are using to reveal to you what needs to be said. But it comes from your spirit team, not from the item itself. Your spirit team is utilizing the items. So when you get you a new deck of cards and you connect your energy with it, you shuffle it around, you pray, you connect to it, honey, You blow your breath on it, your wind, you lay it on your heart, do all of that. What you must do is call in your spirit team to utilize these tools right now, or that you are going to be utilizing these tools to interpret the messages that's coming from them or coming from the divine. Okay? Make sense? It is your spirit team that's utilizing. That's why people saying that this is evil and demonic. No. People get information in different ways. And you can use this as a clarifier. All right? What I would challenge you all to do is when you're doing your readings, you do your meditation and your prayer. I want to challenge you to write down the things that either come to you, that you see, that you hear, that you sense, that you taste, or that you feel first. This is when developing the gift, because you don't want to become over reliant on the tools, because you're not always going to have cards with you. You're not always going to have your dice with you, or your bones, or your beans, or any of that with you. You want to get into the habit of bringing in the information and just interpreting it without tools. You want to get in the practice of that, because as a person, again, you may not always have those things with you. And the same reason when working with ancestors, you're not always going to have your ancestor altar with you. You are the ancestor altar. You are the tool. These are clarifiers. You should still be able to read without your cards. You should still be able to pick up on psychic information without your pendulum. And that's what you want to develop. So I would challenge you to practice writing down or saying what you interpret or what comes to you, and then utilizing your cards to explain it, expound upon it, and confirm. I feel like someone is being untrustworthy. I feel like someone is lying, and I feel like it makes me feel like, or I'm seeing a scale unbalanced, right? Or I am feeling like an unevenness. And then the Justice card comes out in reverse. Or the scale, or the Temperance card comes out. And you're like, So that teaches you to trust what the intuitive message is. Now what you can do is, all right, I've sensed that there is an imbalance. Let me go back to my cards. Spirit, clarify this further for me. What is the imbalance about? Can you help me get more information? Boom. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a money issue. This is having to do with the funds and the finances. Got it. You trying to save money, and this person is overspending money. So you can use your tools as clarifiers. All right? And this is the reason why I don't show or be shady towards people who create their own, either by way of poster, index cards and things like that. Because in fact, By writing it down, it's personal for them. They've created it. Now, that's why you always want to listen, though, because some people be on the hustle game, and it gives, how can I make a quick buck? You just took you don't have no other meanings on this. You just is writing random words on these things, okay? That's not correct. All right? So you always have to, what do they say? Try the spirit by the spirit. Okay? But the people use whatever it is that they need to use. You laugh at the index cards, but see an indigenous practice where they use pinto beans. Just because that's their tradition doesn't mean that this person here is not valid in how they access that information as well. For me, cards will always be something that assists me, because through my lineage, we have nothing but card players. We know how to play every card game. The time I spent with my dad, when he would spend time with me, he would play we would play cards. You know, so that the shuffling thing, all of that connects with me. And my spirit team knows that. Flipping coins. Some people flip coins. Some people go outside. Let me tell you, the ancestors, honey. Some would go outside and look up at the clouds and pull you a message down. Because how you get information varies. It can depend on what you focus on or what grabs your attention. So, for instance, just because cards is something that we readily we know. And this is why you can't just rely upon the textbook meanings, and you have to build your information. You have to build your information bank, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Say you look at a deck of cards, right? Let's take the 7 of Cups. Let's take the 7 of Cups for my YouTube people. So with this 7 of Cups here, there's different things on here. Normally, this is something that, if you look in the book, it's about having so many options, sometimes having their head in the clouds, not being able to make a decision. But this card coming out may not mean that for this person. Your spirit team may allow this card to come out because there is a focus here on the snake in the cup. And for some reason, you can't take your eye off the snake in the cup. You can rewatch this if you go to my YouTube. I'm live on YouTube, y'all. So you can go to my YouTube, and it's Darcell Andre on my YouTube. But it focuses on the snake in the cup, and you're like, what is the snake in the cup? I can't get my mind off of the snake in the cup. Why am I focusing on the snakes? Honey, it's a snake in your environment. It's someone who you are sharing with. The cup, sharing cups, drinking from the same cup, and ready to deceive you. Have you been having an intuitive hint or sense about someone who you've been breaking bread with, who you've been sharing with? And they're like, I have been feeling weird about my husband, or about my wife, or about my best friend, or about my business partner. It feels as though there's something shady going on here. Okay? And so that's why it's important that you exercise your intuition and get in the practice of that. So you don't, because what you don't want to do is deny your intuition, because that's not what the book says the card means. That is totally wrong. Totally. If you start doing that, It's totally wrong. This TikTok, y'all know the likes should be higher. I appreciate you. Okay? That's totally wrong. You cannot override your intuition with what a man-made written doctrine is. Uh-oh. Because if your spirit is telling you that something is off or something is to the side about this, and you're like, well, it can't be wrong because this text says that this is that. But the spirit said this, though. Your intuition, the same intuition that told you to stop messing with this person without reason, and then you find out that this person meant to do you harm all along. The same intuition that has given you intuitive hints about your success, about make this move, do this, do that. The same intuition that has kept your children safe. The same intuition that told you, get up and go to the doctor. And got you there in the same time, and rather in a nick of time. Oh, if you didn't go to the hospital today, you was getting ready to have a heart attack. You was going to have a severe stroke. But you came just in time. This same intuition that kept you, you're going to deny it because of a man-made doctrine. How foolish. The spirit is within you. You are not separate from the divine. You are not separate from God. You're not separate from the source. It is within you. And to deny self is to deny spirit. So I'm going to give you some tips here. I'm going to give you some tips here, honey, because you know, if y'all know me by now, I could go way in on that. But to stay true to what the purpose of the video is, I'm going to go back and let's talk about some tips here. No, I'm not. Let me go in on this. You would discount the presence of the divine within you, because outside of you, this is saying this. Even from the Christian lens, the Spirit of the Lord is in you. Christ is in you. So why would you go out instead of going within? This is the difference between your mind and your intuition. Your mind is based off of patterns and is fear-driven. Your intuition oversees. Your intuition has a sightfulness that extends years, lifetimes ahead of you. Your intuition, your third eye, which is really your first one, your first eye sees what your two eyes do not. This is why we have to follow the intuition before it makes sense. Your brain is physical, and your brain only knows what it has seen. Your brain only knows what it has experienced. Your brain doesn't have what your spirit has, because your spirit, your intuition is connected to the all. It's connected to the trees. It's connected to the birds, honey. It's connected to the ancestors. It's connected to your deities. It's connected to the stars, the planet, the universe. It's connected. I'm going to go deep here for you. That feeling you get not to take that route could come from your connections to the birds that are over there, who see that this is an accident. And deep within inside of you, you ain't made it over there yet. But because oneness is the first universal principle and the truth, and is the divine web, the intra-connection, there are things that's giving you hints because it's there, and your spirit and your soul is everywhere, because all is all. And so you say, no, I'm going to take the route anyway. And now you stuck in traffic. And you said, I knew I should have went this because there's an accident. Am I teaching today? And so this is why we must understand that the spirit is much larger. Your intuition, your divineness is much larger than what you know, what you think you know. Or excuse me, it is larger than what you're aware of. What you are aware of. What you know is larger, vaster, full of limitless knowledge than your awareness. So just because you are out of the awareness that there's no other way through a situation, come on, somebody. Just because you're out of the awareness that there's no other way to do this, it doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's true. It's just what you currently are aware of. But the spirit is all-seeing. The all-seeing eye sees what you cannot see. It sees everything. So don't let your mind think you out of your spirit. So let me continue here. And y'all wig still attached. You need to learn how to communicate with your spirit team. What is a sign or a symbol for you is not a sign and a symbol for all people. What is a sign and a symbol for the maker of these cards, for the maker of these cards, for the maker of your oracle cards, may not be the symbol in which your ancestors or spirit team communicate. Now, they can use it to get you the information, but a red bird doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. That's why I'm very weary of dream interpretation books, because this is what this author has written per their experience with the divine. So I want to task you all with getting you a good old spiritual journal. This is mine. And yours don't have to be like this. But this is mine, because the nature of what I do. And this is also something that's getting passed down to my children and my grandchildren, where I keep all of my information. And my spiritual, hold on, y'all, on YouTube. Let me fix this. Hold up. I keep all of my information and my spiritual vocabulary list. Hold up, y'all. Y'all finna get another camera view today. Boom. YouTube got another camera view. Honey, the camera couldn't take it. So y'all get another camera view. All right. It's where I keep my vocabulary list, my spiritual vocabulary list. And the reason why I have this is because it's my language with my spirit team. So my spirit team showing me something, I know what that symbol means. And it can be done just like this. Okay, y'all. If someone is lying, show me a snake. If someone is lying, show me a rat. If someone is lying, give me heat, make me feel heat, make me feel this. And your spirit team will listen. Okay, got it. And you develop a language of communication with your spirit team. So your spirit team knows what signs and symbols and things to send you to get the information across to you. Okay? They know what to send you. They know what to, and your spirit team, they're not like, I'm not going to show you that. No, because the spirit needs for you to know. So the way in which you receive and pick up and learn information, they need to use that. This has been the instruction y'all been waiting for. Good. Okay? They need to know that. And you can also tell your spirit team, I don't like when y'all show me this way. I don't like the clairsentient way. Can you please give me the information visually or claircognizant or within my dreams? Can you please give me the information in that way because I don't receive this well? And they will adjust. So it is understanding that the spirit is not far from you, okay? That your spirit team, is not unreasonable. And nah, you gonna feel these sensations. It doesn't work like that. You can communicate with them and tell them the ways in which you receive, just how you tell a teacher how you learn. Ooh, I am not an auditory learner like that. I'm a visual learner. Okay? I'm a visual learner. I need to see it. Got it. And my spirit team knows that they have to show me things visually, because I'm an artist. Colors and things, all of that makes that matter to me. If you can't tell that I'm a visual person, then I'm very visual. Before I do anything, before I did this lesson, I created a color palette. That's just how I am. Anything I do, I have to have a color palette made because that's where I draw information from. Because I am so visual. And that's just me. That's just me. That's just how I show up in the world. I told my team to stop showing me numbers and communicate in a different way, but they still hit me with the numbers. Okay. So Let your spirit team know what is the best way to communicate with you, and create a vocabulary list. Create a language in which you and your spirit team communicate. So then you know that when you see these certain things, you know what this means. Okay? I feel like this class should cost more than free 99 because you are really teaching a lot. I appreciate you. Well, you see, and this is because this is my calling to do. And so I'm going to do it whether I get paid or not. But if y'all want to hit my Cash App, it is at the Inner Light Spa. I would appreciate you. Okay? Let me tell you this as well. You want to protect your energy. Before you do any reading, you need to cleanse the space, period. Before you do any reading, any tapping in, you need to cleanse your space and cleanse yourself. This is why people have incense going. They don't just got smoke just to have smoke. And you need to set the parameters. You need to set the parameters as to the energies that you are communicating with and willing to communicate with, and the energies you are not. All right? And that is critical. The energies I am willing to communicate, the energies that I'm not. This is what is happening, and this is what's not happening. Remember, you are in more control as the spirit is needing you to communicate it, and they need you to communicate what the spirit needs to communicate to you. Okay? So you set the space. I am only interested in, first of all, one of the prayers that I would say. Come forth to the spirit today, asking that there be a white light of protection, a hedge of protection around me and around other people and around this person that I'm reading. Let only the information that is working for my highest good and this person's highest good come through, and the energies that are working and supporting this person and myself come through to relay that information. All others are prohibited. So we're already clear here. Okay? And there are crystals and there are herbs and certain things that you can use to keep, to make sure that that is the case. All right? I'm going to give y'all some crystals here. I'm going to give y'all some herbs here. And I'm going to give you some essential oils. The one thing y'all got to know about me is when I come on live, have your pad ready. And again, for those watching on the Clock app, you can come over to the YouTube and rewatch this. I may need to private this and make this a class that y'all can purchase. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's free. So get the information and understand that the spirit has sent me here today to give you this so you can use it and do something with it. Okay? Crystals, amethyst. Hi, Bree. Amethyst. Always used for intuition, third eye, and crown chakra in the chakra system. Okay? Have you some amethyst near you or holding it in your hand when you're doing your reading or tapping in for yourself. Clear quartz. I have a tree, a copper tree with clear quartz. I got some clear quartz over here. I got some clear quartz up here too. Clear quartz is great for clarity, attaining clarity, for clearing the mind, clear thoughts, clear processing. Lapis lazuli, notably good for the throat chakra. Again, communication. Hi, Darren. How are you? The throat chakra, communication. But it is also good for the third eye, for developing that intuition. All right? Those are just some that are easy to acquire, excuse me. All right? Now, we also have obsidian, black obsidian crystal. It's excellent for protection. The one I said before that was lapis lazuli, lapis, L-A-P-I-S. Lazuli, L-A-Z-U-L-I. Lapis lazuli, however you pronounce it. Obsidian, black obsidian. Black obsidian. Wear it on you, have it on you. Okay? Have it next to you. Great for protection. It's a great protection stone, period. Black kyanite is a great crystal. I'm looking up here and I forgot I'm down here. It's a great crystal for harnessing spiritual energy or psychic energy, for balancing and anchoring your psychic energy, as well as psychic boundaries. Black kyanite. Hi, Lone Wolf Prophet. Hi. Black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is excellent for grounding. So if you type person, you tap in and now you just up in the clouds flying away. Okay, you need to get some black tourmaline to help to keep you grounded. And also, this is one that's not talked about. Black jade. Black jade is an excellent crystal to help avoid negative energy altogether. Amethyst, clear quartz, lapis lazuli, obsidian, black tourmaline, and black jade, and black kyanite. Okay? Here's some incense to use other than sage. Because the people swear that sage is all that there is. All right? Have you ever used labradorite? Labradorite. Yes, labradorite is also really good too. Okay? Y'all stay using the sage up from the indigenous people, just using the native stuff up, just using it up. It's a shortage and y'all using it up. Got to find something else. There are other things that you can use, not just what Eurocentric spirituality has popularized. Okay. This is something that you need to know. And hear me when I say this and hear me good. Whether it is a crystal, and especially if it is an herb, you must show gratitude to the spirit of the land, to the spirits of the land, and to the spirits connected with the herb. You must show gratitude. You must show gratitude. You must. You must show gratitude. You are using, you purchase this to use it for what you want to use it with for, and to do what you want it to do, without thanking the herbs, the plant energy, for being able to be utilized and asking for permission. They're spirits of the land. They're spirits in the ground. That's why people go and pour libations and extend gratitude to the spirits of the ancestors, but also the spirit of the land. So make sure to use that. Rosemary removes negative energy and helps with clear thinking. Rosemary. You can burn rosemary. Bay laurel, as well as bay leaves. Great for cleansing, great for protection. Frankincense. People feel some type of way with frankincense because they only relate it to the frankincense and myrrh being brought as offerings biblically. Well, they got that from somewhere. That is something ancient, okay? Frankincense is really great for cleansing and protection work and for success work too. Frankincense. Lemongrass. Lemongrass herb, yes. It's great for psychic cleansing and psychic opening. Lemongrass. Good for cleanse crystal in space. Yes, excellent. Absolutely. Okay. Was it? Is it majorum? Marjoram? Majorum? I think it's majorum. Margoram. It's great for dispelling negative energy, and it is really good for settling feelings of sadness and grief. So for those with the mediumship and the emotional channeling and the negative and the energy is really sad, you can use some of that. Majorum, Margjoram. Marjoram. Okay. And good old salt, y'all. Good old sea salt. You can take some of the sea salt or some of the salt, period. Put some in the corners of the space where you're working in to seal it off, cleanse it, dispel the energy. Okay? If you don't want to burn the incense, hi, how are you? If you don't want to burn incense because you can't handle the smoke or anything like that, salt lamps are really good. Himalayan salt lamps are really good. Okay? Do you have any recommendations on where to purchase crystals? I'm actually going to put together a list because it's kind of hard to do that, to say where exactly. If you can go and get them from vendors where they have like markets and stuff like that, and you talk to the people there, and you can easily sense if they're, hey, Millie Mills, you can easily sense, if they're equitable people and their passion for what it is that they do. But no matter where you get it from, if you order from Amazon, if you go and see it, because the other thing is, like, I have this piece of pyrite here. It's a piece of pyrite. Okay. It's very beautiful pyrite. This is really good for wealth. That's why I keep it here next to my workspace. Now, wherever you get it from, whatever spiritual tool you get, cards, oils, people stuff, you need to cleanse your things. You need to set the intention. No matter what it is. Cleanse your things, set the intentions, and do the things. All right? All right? Any crystal shop, honestly, But it's another experience with the crystals because you being able to see it, and then you will also feel drawn to it. But when you go to Amazon, you just click buy, you don't really have that experience. So I would really look for vendors or crystal shops that you go to and you could see it, because they will speak to you, call to you, just like this one did to me. I don't, good God almighty, y'all. I almost dropped this on my computer. I don't like the little cute pretty ones where it's smooth. Give me the rough ones. But some people do. They like the little cute stuff. But honestly, the little cute stuff is giving me a little bit Eurocentric trendiness. Like, oh, it's a little cute. This is pyrite. I did this and found 2 on Black holistic shops in my neighborhood, period. All right? If you're not a smoke person, you don't like the smoke, you don't want to do incense, here are some essential oils. You can use the essential oil version of each one of those herbs and get a diffuser where it disperses and diffuses it up into the air. Okay? Cypress is great. Lemon essential oil is great. Why do you think that the grandmothers, honey, would always use lemon juice? Or why when you look up cleansing rituals or cleansing work and you have lemons used? Camphor is powerful to be burned and things. Camphor is excellent. Lime essential oil is really great for lifting frequencies and lifting energies. And also peppermint. All right? Essential oils that are good for clarity. Sandalwood, period. Sandalwood and rosemary too. Okay? Palo Santo is also something that you can get in essential oil form, or you can get in herb form. But I encourage you to be mindful practitioners. Palo Santos comes from South America. Do the research on the herbs that you use and pay and homage. Don't just be using stuff here because, honey, you've turned into a colonizer. Acting like that. Okay? Do the research and learn. Yeah, and everything is not supposed to be touched. Everything ain't supposed to be put in your bath. Sandalwood is excellent for clarity. Everything's not supposed to be digested. That's why I say do your research. Palo Santos. Palo, P-A-L-O. Santos. Same thing. Palo Santo beads is perfectly fine too to wear. But remember, no matter what you have, if it is an oil, if herbs are used, or it's a crystal, always give gratitude to the spirits of the land, to the energy of the land, of the earth, to the soil for bringing this forth to you. And that's the way of the ancestors. Because God, oneness is in everything. So to just take this and use it without extending gratitude is slighting the spirit. Okay? Also, some essential oils that you can use, they help with the spiritual connection. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is powerful for that. Clove is powerful for that. Myrrh and frankincense is powerful for that. Eucalyptus is powerful for that as well. Okay? Cinnamon, clove, lavender, eucalyptus, and myrrh. All right? I also want to encourage y'all with the head coverings to cover your head when you're doing readings, or to cleanse your crown when you're doing readings. All right. If you don't have a head covering, okay, but you want to cleanse your crown, you want to have some type of protection to this center of your body. Because this center, not just through Hinduism, not just through the chakra system, but anciently across all of the indigenous originals people, they understood that the head had power. The head is connection. The head, that's why in church, when they lay hands, they touch your head. They lay head, or they anoint your head with oil. So taking your Palo Santo or your rosemary and all this and cleansing your head. Cleansing your crown, saying your prayer to protect your head and your crown from energies that are not well and right. You want to have that. Or you want to have your head wrap that is blessed. Stop just throwing fabric on your head. The fabric that you use, you need to bless this fabric. You need to pray over this fabric. You need to anoint this fabric with these types of herbs and oils so that it has power. Otherwise, it's just fabric. And it just looks cute. When you are doing readings, honey, and you cover, you need to do that. What about locks? Same thing. You need to anoint your hair. You need to anoint your hair. I don't care if you're bald. I don't care if you use hair wrap. I don't care if you use wigs. Anoint that wig. Set the intention for that wig. Okay? Do that. Okay? Yeah, if you don't want to, yeah, you can anoint your head and go on about your day. But you want to have that barrier there. You don't have to do the hair wrap. But you got to anoint the head. You got to put that protection there. The hair wrap is just easier to do. It's easier to have a set of hair wraps like I do myself. I have hair wraps that I wash, that they go through spiritual baths and spiritual washings, and I impart energy in it. There's a reason why I don't have people. I'm going to keep myself quiet on that. There's a reason why I don't have certain problems. There's a reason why I don't have certain problems. I love you too. There's a reason. I have to tell y'all in the pay. I tell y'all in the class. There's a reason why some of these practitioners, especially that are on live, be having a lot of problems. I don't have this problem because this is not something that's cute. Y'all like my ring? It's a leaf. However you want to wear it. Okay. It's not just cute. Y'all, I know the girls like, how do you tie it, girl? You need to be asking me, how do you bless it? But I can't give that away. There has to be in a class where I can teach that. Cleanse your crown, cleanse your head. If you are a spiritual worker, you do psych, or even if you're not that, you yourself wanting to tap into your spirit, wanting to be in alignment with it. Wash your head. Coconut. You could take some coconut water, coconut milk or coconut water. Coconut is great for cleansing, and cleanse your head. Pour it and cleanse your head. Okay? You can take some eggshell. I think in Ifa it's efun. You could take some or cascarilla. You could take some of that crushed eggshell, put it over your head, honey. Cleanse your head. Okay? If you have a class, please don't have it be more than 100. No, I'm very reasonable. Yes, it is different from cascarilla. It is. But what I'm saying is, as far as efun is different from cascarilla, it's not the same thing. So yes. However, in usages, people do a lot of the same things with them. I'll be in that class. Yes. I hope so. My point in that is saying you want to use whatever you use per your culture, per your belief, pour whatever for the head. You want to cleanse it. You want to clear it. You want to protect it. All right? So, yes, and Florida water. Oh. Prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. This is Florida water. Now, much like the cards, if you look here at the ingredients, ain't an ounce of herb in here. Ain't an ounce of power in here, in and of itself. This is made in a factory. It was originally is a perfume, a cologne. Oh, girl. This was made in a factory, and I promise you, there is not praying over this. There's no priest in the factories that are blessing this. There's no priestess that is praying over this and blessing this. So for you to just get this and say, whoo, I'm good now. It's no good. I am going to sell my Florida water, honey. My Florida water My Florida water don't look like that. My Florida water looks like this. Made out of rum. And when I put my Florida water in my hands, I have all types of herbs in this. And I pray over it and I bless it. And that's what you should do as well. If you do not want to do that, you can purchase it from somebody who's trustworthy or whatever. If you only have this, I want to encourage you to do something with this. One, this is denatured alcohol, which is not the best for your skin, period. But I would suggest you pour this out into a bowl, put your herbs in it, whatever herbs you want, whatever herbs speak to your spirit, pray over it, bless it for 7 days. Why 7? The number of completion. Okay? So pour it, put your herbs in it, pray over it, and then put it back. But to just take this and think that this has power in and of its own, because it's impossible. Just like people who mass produce those intention candles. At least those have herbs in it. But the power, the blessing, that's a class. Oh, okay. Well, that's definitely a class. I can definitely teach you how I make it and the prayers and things to say and what to do. Okay. But I'm telling you, they don't have no power on its own, y'all. Just like these cars don't have no power on their own. There's nothing here. You have the power and you must impart it. Now, the only reason they call it Florida water, honey, because that's what this is called. It's truly spiritual water, blessed water. You could use, some people have used rainwater. You can use ocean water. People have different things that they do. I use rum because that's what I use. Rum or vodka. Some people use gin. But I use it because it's not going to mold up or do anything like that. With rainwater, you can have your rainwater, but you know, it's powerful. Beauty uses vinegar. You can use vinegar. It's powerful. The rainwater is powerful. However, I'm a little bit of a germaphobe from time to time. So I have to use rainwater for workings or rainwater near immediately. But just have some rainwater sitting up, honey, and I dip my hand in it, I will have a heart attack and fall out. But that's me. I will have a heart attack. I'll be like, oh my God. But you use those things. You do. The real practitioners aren't germaphobes, honey. There's sometimes you have to get over that. Someone said their grandmother used storm water. Baby, that's power. But I would just use it soon. If you're going to be rubbing it on you and stuff, use it soon, please. At least to me. But I may be a little bougie, but I be nervous. That's me, and that doesn't set right in my spirit. But some people, I have a big old jar outside where I've been collecting rainwater. But if I use them, I use that in a working, because there's some things that need to transform and change. And sometimes you have to and do your things. Okay, y'all. But we are approaching the 2-hour mark. I want you to know that I love each and every one of you. I hope that this class was beneficial to you, that this session was beneficial to you. I hope that you all here on TikTok goes to my YouTube and follows my YouTube, Darcell Andre, where you can watch this back. Because TikTok has been trying to play me, y'all, for a long time. You sent me a love offering? Thank you. If you want to send a love offering, I appreciate you for that. Thank you. I appreciate you for that. TikTok's been trying to play me. I should be close to 100,000 followers, but they keep deleting followers and things. So I'm really trying to convert. So please do that. I would appreciate y'all. All right. Thank you to my YouTube people. I always post a Cash App. I just don't be thinking about the Cash App like that. I don't be thinking about it like that. Because I be just trying to help. So I don't be thinking like that. But it's in my bio. But thank you for telling me that so I can be reminded. But I just don't be thinking like that. My Cash App is the inner. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now I have to put it. Ah! Y'all's just stressing me out. But I'm going to put it only because y'all asking me to put it. How do I put this? Oh, yeah. It is in my link tree. The YouTube channel is Darcell Andre. I don't be thinking about it. Come on, I'm a true teacher. I appreciate y'all. I be just trying to do the right thing. I be trying to do the right thing. That's it. I use my background I use for readings, so y'all can see it. Let me see. Hopefully it's not backwards. Okay. That's it. It's the inner light spot. Oh, I don't be thinking about it. If y'all want to. Thank y'all. I was not expecting y'all to do that. I wasn't expecting. Cat. Thank you. I was not expecting y'all to do that. I just thought I would teach. I appreciate y'all. What's in the 10 reading? The 10 read, that's something I would do when I go on live. I'll do readings for that much. But I appreciate y'all. I can do Venmo better. I do have Venmo. If you click the link in my bio, it'll take you there. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. But if you go to the link in my bio, you can definitely find. I have like my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal. I was really not expecting that. But I appreciate y'all. Okay. I love you very much, everybody. You go forth and you conquer. You do well. You be well. All right. Do amazing things. Stay well. Help out. Share what you've learned. Okay. And do it. Ready to buy that book. Here they go. Here Millie go. Here Millie go. Waiting on for 2 months with your voice. Thank you. Y'all are too kind. I'm a Leo sun, but I'm a Pisces moon and rising. So I will cry quickly. Please. Please don't be doing this. Please. I will cry very fast. Let me get up out here, huh? Before I fall out. That's right. Where's the book? I know. Okay. I have things coming. Okay, please. Please. Oh, y'all know I cry. I cry. Here go Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. You did that. She's been running from me since February and randomly called me. Really? Like she must have heard you speaking to me. Yes, we need the book and a meet and greet. Book signing. Not the, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, if y'all think I'm tall, think again. So don't be surprised. If you think I'm tall, I am a strong 5'5" on my best of days. Okay, so don't get no ideas. So be prepared. But the fashion is still the same. Okay. I love y'all. Big Leo energy. That's okay. Yes. This is a lot, y'all. I wasn't expecting all of this. Oh my gosh, why are y'all doing this like this? I don't feel bad. I'm 5'2". Good. Okay, that's good. Woo! Good. I'm gonna have to wear my boots when I see y'all. All right, y'all. But one of the things is that I really try to maintain integrity. No, I don't try. I maintain integrity. And I believe that, everybody, someone as I identify as a spiritual leader, this is what we're supposed to do. This is what we're supposed to do. And I'm going to close on this. If your spiritual teacher or if a spiritual leader is known more for their mess than their teachings, maybe that shouldn't be your spiritual teacher. All right, y'all. Peace, everybody. I will definitely talk to y'all later. Peace, y'all.